Hi, this is Brendan from Training, and in this tutorial we take a look at the workplace training, also known as on-the-job training pathway for Queensland applicants enrolled in the TLI 41218 Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Driving Instruction. This tutorial is specifically designed for trainee driving instructors and driving school owners/operators. What is training? Training is teaching or developing in oneself or others any skills, knowledge, or type of behavior that relate to specific useful competencies. Training has specific goals of improving one's capability, capacity, productivity, and performance. There are 12 units for the TLI 41218 Certificate 4 in Transport and Logistics, Road Transport, Car Driving Instruction. They are as follows: maintain business records, provide work skill instruction, design and develop learning programs, operate a commercial vehicle, apply safe car driving behaviours, follow work health and safety procedures, work in a socially diverse environment, apply customer service skills, complete induction to the transport industry, manage personal work priorities and professional development, conduct learner-driver training, and develop safe car driving behaviours in others. This course will develop your knowledge, skills, and attitudes. Knowledge is defined as facts and information acquired through experience or education on a subject. Skills. A skill is the learned ability to perform an action with determined results with good execution, often within a given amount of time, energy, or both. Attitudes. Attitude refers to a set of emotions, beliefs, and behaviors towards a particular object, person, thing, or event. Attitudes are often the result of experience or upbringing, and they can have a powerful influence over behavior. While attitudes are enduring, they can also change. Understanding learning. Learning is the acquisition of knowledge or skills through study, experience, or being taught. Everyone processes and learns new information in different ways. There are three main cognitive learning styles: visual, auditory, and kinesthetic. Understanding how you learn can help maximize time you spend studying by incorporating different techniques to custom fit various subjects, concepts, and learning objectives. We promote and encourage training instructors to use self-directed learning. Self-directed learning describes a process in which individuals take the initiative with or without the help of others in diagnosing their learning needs, formulating learning goals, identifying human and material resources for learning, choosing and implementing appropriate learning strategies, and evaluating learning outcomes. Engage in the learning process. Students need to understand themselves as learners in order to understand their needs as self-directed learning students. What is your learning style? Each preferred learning style has methods that fit the different ways an individual may learn best. Visual. Uses visual objects such as graphs, charts, pictures, and seeing information. Can read body language well and has a good perception of aesthetics. Able to memorize and recall various information. Tends to remember things that are written down. Learns effectively by watching training delivery. Learning strategies for visual learners. Turn notes into pictures, charts, or maps. Avoid distractions. Learn the big picture first and then focus on the details. Make mind and concept maps instead of outlines. Color code parts of new concepts in notes. Use flashcards when trying to study jargon, e.g. staggered intersection, combination turn. Auditory. retains information through hearing and speaking, often prefers to be told how to do things and then summarizes the main points out aloud to help with memorization, may concentrate better with soft music playing in the background. Learning strategies for auditory learners. Record lectures and then listen to them. Repeat material out aloud and in your own words. Discuss training and learning with a coach, mentor, or classmate. Read learning guides aloud. Listen to wordless background music while studying. Kinesthetic. Likes to use the hands-on approach to learn new material. Would rather demonstrate how to do something rather than verbally explain it. Kinesthetic strategies for learning strategies for kinesthetic learners. Take study breaks often. Learn new material while doing something active. For example, read a book whilst on a treadmill. Work while standing. Try to take lessons with instructors. Car instructor training pathways. There are three main types of training for the development of trainee driving and driver trainers. Number one is off the job. Number two, induction. And number three, on the job, also known as workplace. Number one, off the job training. Off the job training is training that is undertaken outside the place of work. This training can take place at a college or registered training organisation. Number two, induction training. Induction training is offered to new employees when they join a driving school and usually includes a tour of the premises/head office, introduction to colleagues, health and safety information, specific training on any duties, skills required to do the job, company policies and procedures. On-the-job training. On-the-job training, also known as workplace training, can be a highly effective learning experience for a trainee instructor. On-the-job training. An experienced trainer facilitates the development of the trainee instructor using hands-on practical experience. A training log is used to record training, learning sessions, and submitted to the assessor at the end of the workplace training program as evidence of training. There are a number of different types of on-the-job training: coaching, role play, job rotation, shadowing, demonstration, teaching, and assessment and feedback. Let's have a look at coaching. Coaching is not training. Coaches give information, but they support those they coach in developing their own skills and knowledge. Role play. Role play involves acting out a scenario to see how an employee would perform under certain conditions. This will allow the employee to practice appropriate ways to deal with situations that may occur in the workplace. Job rotation. Members of staff can be rotated through different tasks and exercises within the training program so they acquire a range of skills from each training exercise. Shadowing. Shadowing is when an employee observes another employee working to gain a better understanding of how they do their job. Demonstration. A demonstration is the process of teaching someone how to make or do something in a step-by-step process. As you show how, you tell what you are doing. For example, a trainee instructor sits in the back of a driving school car and watches a trainer as they teach a learner how to perform a reverse park. Teaching. Teaching can be defined as impart knowledge to or instruct someone as to how to do something, or cause someone to learn or understand something by example or experience. Assessment and feedback. Assessment is the process of collecting evidence and making judgments on whether competency has been achieved, to confirm that an individual can perform to the standard required in the workplace. Competency is defined as the consistent application of knowledge and skill to the standard of performance required in the workplace. It embodies the ability to transfer and apply skills and knowledge to new situations and environments. Feedback. Feedback is an essential part of effective learning. It helps students understand the subject being studied and gives them clear guidance on how to improve their learning. Feedback can improve a student's confidence, self-awareness, and enthusiasm for learning. Trainee instructors' role in on-the-job training. Self-assess your readiness to learn, define your learning goals and develop a learning contract, monitor your learning process, take initiative for all stages of the learning process, be self-motivated, re-evaluate and alter goals as required during your unit of study, consult with your workplace instructor as required. Instructor's role in on-the-job training. Build a cooperative learning environment, help to motivate and direct the trainee instructor's learning experience, facilitate trainee instructors' initiatives for learning, be available for consultations as appropriate during the learning process, serve as a coach rather than a formal instructor. Advantages of on-the-job training. On-the-job training can be beneficial for employers as it narrows down and prepares the skilled employees who are right for the company. Through on-the-job training, the trainee instructor learns about the company's values, strategy, and goals. For employees, on-the-job training is beneficial because it allows them to learn a new skill or qualification within their field of work in a timely manner. During on-the-job training, they are engaged in the real training experiences instead of a simulated learning process. The new trainee is being introduced to the team through on-the-job training process, which builds positive workplace relations. Disadvantages. On-the-job training can be a disadvantage for the company when the new employee doesn't have the required skills or lacks commitment and focus. This will result in more time needed for the training to be completed and will cost the company more since it takes the trainer more time to develop the trainee instructor. On-the-job training can often cause distraction of the regular working day, which can affect productivity. If the trainee instructors are not introduced to the safety issues and expectations in relation to appropriate behaviour prior to on-the-job training, there could be issues during the training process. The Code of Conduct for Accredited Driver Trainers, as shown below, December 2015. Where do I find a copy of the Code of Conduct for Accredited Driver Trainers? You can find it at that URL below, which is tmr.qld.au, or just Google Code of Conduct for Accredited Driver Trainer, December 2015, and it'll come up. Why is this important? The code sets out the standard of conduct expected of accredited driver trainers in Queensland and can be made available to learner drivers and members of the public so that they know what behaviours to expect from accredited driver trainers. Learner drivers and the general public have a reasonable expectation that a person being granted accreditation as a driver trainer will be a safe and competent driver, have a comprehensive knowledge of road rules, and model safe driving behaviours and professional conduct. So for a trainee instructor, they are yet to be accredited. That's a really important goal to have as part of their not only acquiring the qualification, but preparing themselves for public expectations. Under Schedule 1 of the Transport Operations Road Use Management, Accreditation and Other Provisions Regulation 2015, accredited driver trainers must comply with the Code of Conduct as a statutory condition of accreditation. So a trainee instructor should be preparing themselves in a professional state to act in line with that schedule. Contravention of a statutory condition of accreditation may result in the driver trainer or rider trainer accreditation being amended, suspended, or cancelled. So if you've got any driving behaviours like speeding or drink driving or using a mobile phone or anything else like that, then you really should be reining in any of those behaviours to get yourself in line with the professional conduct expected. A driver trainer shall not allow third parties in the training vehicle without first gaining advanced consent of the learner driver, family members, or guardian. It's just a sign of respect for them, and also for some people who are highly anxious or nervous or anything like that, it can be for some people a little bit distracting having someone sitting in the back of a vehicle, so that needs to be flagged beforehand. The principal objective of the professional driver trainer is to provide An educational experience to learner drivers which promotes the necessary knowledge, attitude and skill base for the efficient and safe operation of a motor vehicle on our public road. So if you are observing any training, this is what you should be focused on watching, and that is picking up the knowledge, attitude and skill base that is passed on to the learner driver. How can this be achieved? Building attitudes leading to cooperative and responsible conduct on our road system. Developing habits, knowledge and skills that will enable the learner to become proficient drivers under a variety of changing conditions. Creating awareness so that learner drivers are able to identify and apply techniques to counteract potential dangers. Facilitating a knowledge and understanding of the road rules. Giving an understanding of their own capabilities and limitations as a driver, and enabling the learner to make suitable corrections and compensations for their own limitations. Now, just before I leave that list is from the Transport Main Roads website. So that is what Transport Main Roads are expecting to occur during the training process. So again, if you are working in a workplace scenario, tune into those objectives as well. This page as well is also from the TMR website. So again, watching your mentor in the workplace to see how are they doing this and are they achieving that, and then thinking about how you could, when you start doing the job, achieve these objectives as well. So first of all, consider the learner driver as an individual. Be in control, but also show empathy. Be approachable. Be patient. Provide appropriate feedback. Give praise if deserved. Use the right senses. Keep instructions simple. Consider the human factor. Set a good example at all times. So you can be observing those in your mentor, as well as working on those yourself in terms of appropriate behaviours. Assessment preliminaries. Prior to the licence candidate undertaking the driving assessment, accredited driver trainers should ensure that all client eligibility requirements have been checked and confirmed. So now we're moving into looking at how your mentor in the workplace prepares a learner for a driving test. All required documentation, including evidence of the successful completion of the knowledge test questions, the candidate's learning license and logbook, have been presented and approved. The assessment vehicle must be of a suitable type and meet assessment requirements for the license class. Refer to the QSafe Driver License Assessment Policy, QSafe. Pre-assessment checklists. Accredited driver trainers should maintain a pre-assessment checklist designed to ensure the licensed candidate's readiness to begin the formal assessment process. The licensed candidate can be deemed to be test ready only if the evidence gathered by the driver trainer is valid, sufficient, current, and authentic. This evidence should be collected, compiled, and brought by the driver trainer, and kept by the driver trainer as part of their record-keeping obligations. The pre-assessment checklist should include the client details, for example, name, license number, and date. Client eligibility, for example, hold the correct license/class of license for the appropriate period. Fitness of the applicant, for example, drugs, alcohol, medical condition. Administrative tasks, for example, fees and forms. Theory test questions, e.g. road rules. Pre-drive vehicle safety check, external and internal. Operating procedures, such as starting up. Low-risk driving behaviours. Vehicle operation, for example, steering, braking, clutch, gears, turns, accelerator, road position, observation, scanning, mirrors, and signals. Maneuvers, for example, reversing, hill start, turn around, U-turn, reverse park. Vehicle shutdown. Further focus points for on-the-job training. Safety. Observing the use of dual controls and steering intervention. training area selection. Where did the trainer go? Why did they go there? Did the circuit/training area work for the learner and the learning outcomes? Time management. Record keeping, as we've seen on the last page, on the driver's performance and progress in the session. Feedback on driving performance to the learner during and at the end of the session. Communication, verbal and non-verbal. English second language strategies, e.g. hand signals, simple language, diagrams. Learning difficulties and disabilities, how were they addressed? Road rule clarification, how was this managed? Management of the learner's emotional state, nerves, anxiety, fear, how was it managed? Were learning objectives clearly communicated? Did the learner appear to be working to a plan that progressed the learner forward in their learning program? This has been Brendan from Watto Training. Thanks for watching.